Is the Russian investigation nothing more than a diversion to take your mind off the fact that Donald Trump is nothing more than a mob boss? I'm afraid it's starting to look that way more and more, ever since the Constitution was put on the shelf. That's really what it's all about, isn't it? The Constitution is what made America great. Our founding fathers knew that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I mean, that's why we had the Constitution. But the 666 gang, the Constitution gets in the way of torture, so they put it on the shelf. I mean, the more things change, the more they stay the same. And the reason for this is that human emotions never change. We're talking about fear, greed, and a lust for power. And I mean, you talk about a sign of the times. Just recently here we had a McDonald's mob hit. I mean, really, I can remember back when the hits went down at Bada Bing's, De La Cafe, Si Capo di Tutti, the sauce of all sauces, Ristorante. But I mean, that was a long time ago. So it just goes to show you that the government and the mob have many similarities, including their top bosses' eating patterns. For example, Donald Trump has a propensity for Big Macs, and apparently so does Don Zotola. I don't know, call me crazy, but just thinking about Donald Trump eating a Big Mac in the White House bedroom and Don Corleone getting whacked at McDonald's, I mean, something's just not right there. Something's amiss. And I'll tell you something else is amiss here. It turns out that Jared Kushner has probably paid no federal income tax for many, many years. Can you imagine this 37-year-old slumlord? I mean, he's worth they say what, 324 million? I've heard he's worth close to $500 million. How can you be worth $500 million and not pay any goddamn income tax? I mean, yeah, the more things change, the more they stay the same. I tell you, it's sickening. And at this point in the game, you're probably asking yourself, how could it get any worse? I mean, you've got your little $30,000 a year bartender job, waitress job. You're probably paying $4,000 or $5,000 in taxes, and Jared Kushner ain't paying nothing. How could it get any worse? Well, I'll tell you how it could get any worse. They say, pay your damn taxes and shut up, or possibly you end up missing. So that's how we're going to close out this pathetic story that, yes, it's really bad. We're talking when you put the Constitution on the shelf. And now remember how this all happened. I mean, we can go back to 1913 when they put in the federal income tax. We can go way back then, or we can put just recently when they made the Constitution obsolete or put it on a shelf or whatever. And now the governments are just, well, people are just ended up missing. Nobody's ever talking about Julian Assange. I mean, the guy is missing. Nobody knows if he's dead or alive. And now you've got this Saudi Arabian journalist whacked. I mean, seriously. And the only thing that comes to my mind at this point in the game is the rise of Big Macs and the death of the Constitution. I guess that's a sign of the times.
Yo, we gotta pull over something, man.
Be quiet, Park.
Fucking nuts is hurting.
We got some business to take care of, fool.
Oh, shit. Hey, my man.
Keep your mind on the business, man. Fuck you, that crazy bust.
Where we going anyway, man? Damn, people. Fucking ass is hurting. What are you doing here anyway, man?
Close your mouth, I tell you. Now, this is where the plan goes. I want you to call over there and say you have an urgent message for Mr. William Jones.
What urgent message?
The urgent message is drop everything. Craig's in trouble. Come quick.
I don't think that shit gonna work.
Man, just do it.
Man, I don't even know the number.
It's on side of the building, fool. Just pick the phone up.
I feel 5 pounds lighter. What? Jealous? What's that?
Come on now, where's my burrito? What's wrong with you? What kind of place is this?
Come on. Give me my stuff.
Hello? Yeah, I got urgent messages for a nigga named Mr. Willie Jones.
It's William, fool.
I mean, I got urgent message for Mr. William Jones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The urgent message is,
Wait.
drop everything, Craig's in trouble, come quick.
Craig who?
Yeah, nigga.
Who's this?
Just tell him he could call on Tyrone.
Who is this?
Tell him it's a friend of the family's. Yo, man, you gonna stop hitting me like that, man? I'm gonna bust your ass like Craig did. Knock your fucking eyes straight.
Hot sauce, please. Hot sauce, thank you.
Just a
Thank you very
second,
much.
man. Just a second.
Hot sauce, thank you.
Hey, someone just called and said Craig's in trouble or something.
What?
Craig's in trouble. I don't know.
What? Oh, man. Hold on, Craig. I'm coming. Give me my money. Come on, I gotta
Just
go.
a second, man. Just a second.
Oh, Taco Jim, give me my money.
Hey,
Quick,
hurry up,
my
man.
money. Come on, man. Give me my money.
Get the fuck out of here,
What
man.
you doing, man? This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. Go back in the truck. What you doing under the truck?
Hey, you
Come
my
on around
business
here.
bad, man.
Hell's happening around here.
Hey.
Kiss my ass.
Hey, don't take my hot sauce.